Okay, cool, welcome back. So, before I joined the Vatsim network, I've already checked on their website. No one was already on stand 9, which is where we are, stand 6 rather, which is where we are now. I'll start the process of lining up the IRS. And let's connect to vPilot. So I call sign for the return journey, easy38 Uniform Bravo. That's actually going to be flying Edinburgh to Gatwick in about an hour's time in real life. And that's our route. So it's 14:40 local at the moment, but because everything runs on Zulu time in relation to aviation, it's actually 13:41 Z, and we intend to depart at 1400 Zulu, which is 3 PM local time. Now, according to SimBrief, our air time is exactly 1 hour, block time is 1 hour 28 minutes, and I've actually filled her up with fuel enough for almost 2 hours of this. And our cruising altitude is flight level 290. So it's a Gossam 1 Charlie departure is what we're intending to do. If we hit file, you can click flight plan here and it'll bring it all back up again. If it's your first time on Vatsim, it's always nice to work right in here that it's your first ever flight. And I always put in there that MSFS, so they know I'm on Microsoft Flight Simulator, because there have been some issues with autopilot and things playing up. So for me, I grab my piece of paper, and what we'll ask for when we get clearance, when we ask for clearance, fetch from server. That then attaches my call sign to the flight plan, and while we're waiting, let's trigger all of the in-flight events. So we'll trigger all of the nice extras. We're not fueling, so we'll put the seatbelt signs on. And we'll start the APU. So one of the things that I'm actually helping to do is test the A32nx project FlyByWire. And I've spoke about it on previous things. One of the things we are actually doing is testing today anyway. We're helping a developer test the bleed page, which is a new thing. Once the APU is available, I'll be checking to see if the figures for the actual air conditioning packs change. While we wait for that, we can just program a few of the little bits for the departure. So flaps will be takeoff is 1. There are ways to work out the Flex 2 temperature. It's never usually more than 45 degrees, so I'll just pick a figure that's in the middle, between 20 and 45. It's not accurate, but it will do for now. So on my piece of paper from vPilot, I'll click onto ATIS, and we can see that we've got information Charlie. So on my piece of paper I'll write down easy38 Uniform Bravo, and we are type A20N, which is an Airbus A320neo, and we're at stand 6. Information Charlie. QNH, as we can see on vPilot, is 1007, and we want to request IFR to Gatwick, or London Gatwick. So all of this is the weather information. And because we've got the QNH, we can actually put it into the primary flight display. So we've got 1007, which is what we want to see. APU should be available. It is. And part of my little test that I'm doing for this flight, I want to check all the figures here. So just going to have a little play. Turn the bleed on. I want to see these figures go from X to digits. And it's not. But that's no bother, it's in development. So if we quickly refer to ChartFox, chartfox.org/egbh, and we go to the SID page and we can look at the GOSAM departures, which is what we're going to be flying today. So we take off from runway 24 on a GOSAM 1 Charlie departure, and we can write that down on our piece of paper. When we ask for clearance to Gatwick, he'll tell us we're cleared via a GOSAM 1 Charlie, so we can already expect that clearance. And the ceiling altitude at GOSAM is 6,000 feet. So on the autopilot, we'll pop 6,000 down for the altitude target. And on a piece of paper, I'll write down a little bit for the squawk code, which we will need to put into the transponder box down here. Right, so let's turn into his frequency. So we've only got EGPH tower at the moment, 118.7. We can see there's an aircraft behind us. It's actually
Golf Echo Uniform. Report
Vatsim.
final, runway 24.
Wilco, Golf Echo Uniform.
And there's an aircraft coming into land. So we've got the APU on, so we can get rid of the external power. Quick key for that is Control P, and we'll turn it off up there. Ah, that's why my RAM wasn't working. Silly me. So there we go, there's our bleed pressures. It's the thing I'm testing at the moment. It's basically the input temperatures from the APU exhaust, and then the output into the cabin, which would be your air conditioning on board. And if I change the temperatures in the aircraft, whack them up, I can see that the cabin air is actually increasing in temperature. Just saw the chat. Hi everybody. Yep, getting lots of issues with the autopilot, but it's all hopefully being worked on.
Tower Shuttle 17 Delta, push back off gate 8, requesting taxi clearance.
Shuttle 17 Delta, taxi holding point Delta 1 for runway 24 via Alpha.
So let's hide V-pilot from you for
holding
now.
point Delta 1
Don't
for
need
runway
that for the time
24
being.
via Alpha.
You can see that the bleed page
Shuttle
is
17
stabilised
Delta.
quite nicely there, and if we turn that to get the cabin nice and cold, we can watch all the figures drop down. It should go to about 18 degrees. Which we can see is happening quite nicely there. I'm just going to hurry up our workarounds for the gates. I'm using FS2 crew
Edinburgh
pushback
Tower, good afternoon.
express.
Flyer 52 Foxtrot, radio check.
Flyer 52 Foxtrot, Edinburgh Tower. That's much better, sir. Readability 5.
Let's get clearance. So we use the formula I explained earlier and in my last video, and we'll be prepared to write everything that he tells us back down. Just before I do, I'll just check ATIS is still Charlie.
Edinburgh Tower, Flyer 52 Foxtrot, stand 1 Alpha with information Charlie, requesting clearance to London City.
That's exactly what we're going to be asking shortly.
Flyer 52 Foxtrot, you cleared London City via the GoSam 1 Charlie departure, squawk 2171. Information Charlie is current.
There we go. That's the Pushback
Right.
Express app controlling
Got
software,
uniform,
so you can
final
see that we're getting
24.
rid of people.
Golf Echo Uniform,
rid of the air
runway
bridge.
24, clear to land. Surface wind 260 degrees, 14 knots.
Clear to land, runway 24, Golf Echo Uniform.
Flyer 52 Foxtrot, I'll take your reply now.
Yep, clear to land London City via the GoSam 1 Charlie departure.
That's him.
Runway 24, squawk 2171, Flyer 52 Foxtrot.
Flyer 52
And now we'll
Foxtrot,
call up.
correct.
Edinburgh Tower, good day. It's easyJet Uniform Bravo, type A32n, stand 6 with information Charlie, QNH 1007. Request IFR clearance to Gatwick.
EZ38 Uniform Bravo, Edinburgh Tower, hello, you're cleared London Gatwick. GoSam 1 Charlie departure, squawk 7620. Information Charlie is correct.
7620. I've wrote that down. Cleared to Gatwick via the GoSam 1 Charlie departure, squawk 7620 with information Charlie, EZ38 Uniform Bravo.
EZ38 Uniform Bravo, correct. Golf Echo Uniform, it's a left turn onto Alpha, sir. Stand 201 via Alpha.
So he's just
and
landed.
Papa.
That aircraft's going to be pushing back,
Roger,
taking off
Alpha,
next.
and then,
This is all
stand
live
at
on
201
Vatsim.
via Alpha and
And we've
Papa,
got
Golf
that
Echo
aircraft there
Uniform.
that's just filed to London City. We're off to London.
Shuttle
Gatwick.
17 Delta, runway 24.
So the
Clear to
IRS
take
is
off.
aligned.
Surface wind 260 degrees, 14 knots.
All the bleed air and things in the cabin, which is what I'm testing today for the A32nx project. It's all still showing, which is nice. And we can basically ask for push and start. So we've got live weather, as well as Vatsim traffic, all fed in from the network onto the simulator. So before we push back, it's always a good idea to load charts up. If you've got a tablet, which is what I'm using, have it all loaded up ready on showing the ground charts. Let's get pushed back. Edinburgh Tower, EZ38 Uniform Bravo, requests push start.
EZ38 Uniform Bravo, push and start approved, face east.
Push start facing east at EZ38 Uniform Bravo. So he's told us to push and face east. Be ready to push back
to ground. Go ahead,
when
flight
they
deck.
tell us.
We are ready for pushback and engine start.
Put the beacon
Roger.
on while I remember.
Release the parking brakes, please.
Parking brakes released.
Pushing back.
So I paid for this Pushback Express app. And it's pretty good. It makes pushback bearable on the simulator. You basically use your rudder control to steer the tug.
Shuttle 17 Delta, no further ATC available. Monitor Unicom 122.8. Bye now.
Shuttle 17 Delta, over to Unicom 122.8. Thanks for the ATC. You have a good afternoon.
Okay, so let's get these engines started. And then I'll check the bleed as part of my test again shortly.
You are clear behind, and you can start your engines at your discretion.
She's told us to face east, so we need to make sure the nose is pointing east. One of the great things with this Pushback Express app is you can actually tug the aircraft forward slightly as well. And all you do is you push forwards on the joystick and it will bring the tug to a stop, and then it will start to move us forward, as you can see. It makes pushback absolutely, it turns pushback into a complete breeze. It makes it so easy.
Pushback complete. Set parking brakes, please.
Parking brake set.
Just have a little look
Okay,
at the
tow
bleed.
bar is disconnected and the equipment
We had a
is
little
clear.
error earlier
We'll see you on the
during
right-hand
some
side with
testing,
the pin.
but
Thanks, and you can
that'll work.
disconnect and
So
go to hand
seems to be
signals.
working perfectly.
Thanks. Have a good flight. See you later.
While we wait for the second engine to start, what I'll do is I'll give it a bit of a challenge, turn all the temperatures up. That's heating up nicely, and the left pack's diverted itself into engine 1 now that that's starting. Output temperature is very high there, 55 degrees. If you're in the forward cabin, I apologise, you're probably melting. And there we go, that's coming down quite nicely as well. The guy that's developed this little part of the A32nx, the bleed page, is on Discord as Nicotina91. I think he's watching at the moment, watching the test himself as it happens. So you can see that's all working quite nicely there. You can also change pack flow. You can turn all of these off now as well, which I did in an earlier test. So pack flow shows the needles going to high, so that's turning the air conditioning right up. And then if I turn them to low, turn to low there. Don't need it red hot in the cabin, so I'll turn that down to a more reasonable temperature, and we'll turn the APU bleed off. And we're ready for taxi, so turn the APU off. I'll just check that, and we'll call up for taxi now. Edinburgh Tower, easy38 Uniform Bravo, ready for taxi. Get your pen.
easyJet Uniform Bravo, taxi holding point Delta 1 for runway 24, Foxtrot and Alpha.
Taxi, hold at 24 at Delta 1, via Foxtrot and Alpha, easy38 Uniform Bravo. So it's good to have your charts. Let's pop that there, we lock the cockpit door, don't want intruders. Taxi lights are on. I want to watch, just watching the bleed page at the moment, see what it does, and then I'll go to takeoff and configuration. There goes the ground staff, negate gourmet truck. And it was flaps 1 for takeoff, so we'll configure that. see the takeoff configuration checklist is popped up here. So the spoilers arm, we've done that. Auto brake max. There's an issue at the moment with that disabling every time you press the brakes, so we'll leave that till the last minute. So we're turning on to Foxtrot. We're turning off Foxtrot onto Alpha. And he's told us to hold at Delta 1, which if you look at the charts, it's right down the very bottom. Takeoff configuration checked, and then we'll get the crew in their seats. All of these extras that we're fiddling with at the moment is all part of the A32nx project. FlyByWireSim.com for that. We'll get rid of Pushback Express, we don't need that. It's the only summer we've had summer flight experience. That bleed page looks like it's working pretty nicely. You see all the vents, the APU and things have all turned off. So we're at Delta 1.
Easy 38 Uniform Bravo, runway 24, cleared for takeoff. Surface wind 260 degrees, 14 knots.
Clear takeoff at Easy 38 Uniform Bravo. Beat me to it. I was just about to call up ready for departure. So landing lights are on, taxi, the nose light goes on to landing, and the strobes are on. Crew and everybody sat down, and we can go. Start the chrono. Reset power. We'll go flex. All the boxes on the primary flight display have been changed by the A32nx. We've got a little bit of a crosswind, as we did when we landed on my previous stream. So we'll just fight that with a little bit of rudder, a little bit of aileron. V1, and rotate. And we're up. V2. Gear up. Bring them flaps up now as well. Quite a nice rate of climb. And we're leaving Edinburgh.
Easy 38 Uniform Bravo, no further ATC available. Monitor Unicom 122.8. Bye now.
Monitor Unicom 122.8. Thanks for your services. Easy 38 Uniform Bravo. Bye bye. This is one of the bugs that we've got at the moment with the auto throttle. You're climbing out and it tries to force you back into a sink, into a stall basically, and then it finally figures itself out, and you can put it back in the climb gate here, and it will target 250 knots. It tends to, another bug, overshoot that before it figures itself out, but it's not actually doing anything, so I'm going to interrupt the auto throttle. And I'm going to see if I can wake it up by using selected speed mode. We're following the departure pattern quite nicely. And he's told us no further ATC at the moment. Scottish Centre 1 online, so 122.8 for Unicom. You can see again here, it's put us into open climb, which is on the simulator is just ridiculous. It's like plus 5,000 foot per minute. So you usually have to intervene and put it into vertical speed mode. All the bleeds working nicely, part of the test. You see all the temperatures have changed, the fact we've taken off, put loads of power in, so it's going to get hot. Everything's changed quite nicely. Cabin air is quite hot though, at 36 degrees for output. So I'll just change these, put them on cold, see what they do. Give them a minute to change. Fat fingers. So I'll put in our cruise altitude. We'll just keep climbing up now to flight level 290. We don't have any ATC further, so we'll just climb our way up there. So we're at GoSam almost. We'll be turning left and we'll make our way to Gatwick. Cabin air's come down quite nicely now. Looking good. Get rid of the armed auto brake, we don't need that. So shortly we'll be tuning into London North Centre 1337. They take over pretty much at the borders of Yorkshire to Scotland, and then we'll have ATC coverage all the way back to Gatwick, which would be pretty nice. We didn't have that on the way out. Sometimes a little disappointing, but the landing lights are off. We're over just about to cross 10,000 feet. Once we commit to this left turn as well, I'll turn the seatbelt signs off. While we're climbing out is just test our bleed air again slightly, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the left pack. You can see that it's cut off the engine bleed. It's transferring from the left one, but we've got 2 X's there. That's fine. We'll put pack 1 back on. And straight away we've got all our readings back. You see, turning hot air on, it's just about keeping 18 degrees. We can shut cross bleed. That's quite nice. So probably safe to go back into managed speed mode. Today we'll be overflying Liverpool, Manchester, and then heading south all the way to Gatwick. We'll have Heathrow on our left hand side. We're basically overflying I think Reading, Wokingham, before heading south. South of Gatwick on a Wilo 3B arrival, and then we're intending to land on 26 left on the ILS. Pop seatbelt signs off. So what I'm going to do, just have a quick look on the Vatsim website, just to check where the area sector starts for north, providing they're still online. So after DCS, just before Southwark, North London North Centre comes on. We can see that on the nav display here. So there's about 50 miles. We'll give them a call, and in the interim I will pop the frequency in, so it's 133.7. We'll see how busy they are.
619 passing 16,000 feet in London Gatwick.
Shark 619 London Control, good afternoon. Continue climb flight level 350.
Continue climb flight level 350, Shamrock 619.
So he's preempting me coming into his airspace, and he's asked us to contact him on a private message. So we'll do that now, and they were going to want to know where we're passing and the flight levels. London Control, good day, easy38 Uniform Bravo A32nx, climbing through flight level 270, inbound Bebney.
Easy 37 Uniform Bravo, London Control, good afternoon, Willow 3 Bravo arrival.
Expecting a Willow 3 Bravo arrival, good afternoon, Easy 38 Uniform Bravo. So he's telling us to expect the arrival that we have planned in our flight plan on vPilot. And we've got the Willow 3 arrival programmed in here. Starts at Kidley, then passes us on to Midhurst.
Shuttle 17 Delta, when ready, descend flight level 150 level by Kidley.
And that's the same
When
route
ready, descend flight level 150 level Kidley, Shuttle 17 Delta.
that aircraft is taking. Struggling to hold a speed at the moment. Not necessarily weight, but it just creeps up ever so slowly. We are pushing it though. 88.7% N1.
Easy 38 Uniform Bravo, recycle transponder 2021.
Recycled transponder Squawk 2021. Easy 38 Uniform Bravo. passing through a little bit of cloud. Let's have a little look at the weather radar. Very hazy.
Shuttle 17 Delta, contact ladder control 127.825. Goodbye.
Roger, London now 127.825. Shuttle 17 Delta, thanks for the ATC. You have a good afternoon.
Good afternoon, thank you. Jamrock 619, a route direct NAPEX.
Direct NAPEX, Jamrock 619.
Weather like this probably won't see Manchester. I think it's a good idea to pop the belts on.
Lufthansa 855, confirm direct Rizzler.
So you see part of the latest additions as well, they've actually separated the displays.
Lufthansa 855,
Quite a bit of turbulence. So if I wanted the flight director on this first officer's screen, I'd have to physically turn it on using the first officer's first flight director button there. Same with the landing system, the display, the navigation display as well, works independently of the captain's seat. As you can see there. So all of this now works independently of the left screens, which is awesome. It's always a good idea on Vatsim to expect the next thing, the next event.
Lufthansa 855 Heavy, we have a problem with the aircraft's FMC. Could you please guide us to the waypoint to Rizzler?
So we'll bring up Chart Fox on our tablet. And
Roger that, keypad, Lufthansa 855 Heavy.
Lufthansa 855, can you accept direct CAPAD?
Direct keypad.
we want to look at the stars page. We want 26 left.
Ladder control, Virgin 9, Kilo Papa with you, ready for departure runway 23 right.
Virgin 9, Kilo Papa, ladder control, hello. The surface wind, 27
That's a Willow
degrees, 1 knot, 5
3B
Mike 1,
arrival.
runway 23 right, clear for takeoff, or correction, Juliet 1 now that you've passed Mike 1.
Yeah, sorry about that, we need full length. Juliet 1, via Juliet 1, 238, clear for takeoff, Virgin 9 Kilo Papa.
Lufthansa 855, contact London Control 127 decimal.
So it's telling us that by Kidley we want to be at flight level 150.
Lufthansa 855, have a good day.
And that's just on the edge of the nav display there. It's about 150 miles
Wide,
away.
55 Bravo, London Control, good afternoon, route direct Ribble.
Around keypad we'll probably want to look at requesting descent. After we finished a bit of cloud surfing.
London Control, good afternoon, Steward 823, climb through flight level 190.
Steward 823, London Control, good afternoon, climb flight level 290, Bovington 1 Bravo, arrival.
Flight level 290, Bovington 1 Bravo, arrival, Steward 823.
Steward 823, route direct Nugra.
Direct Nugra, Steward 823.
So if they ever tell you to route direct, you go onto your MCDU, you press the direct button.
Easy 459, London Control, hello, via Mike 1, line up runway 23 right.
Here, and for example if you said route direct keypad
Report to your passing altitude.
to me,
Taxing 2000
I'd press that button there, and it'd load up two red options down here, and you'd click insert, which should be here,
Flight level
and that button there.
190, direct only here,
And it would
9
then
Kilo Papa.
draw you a line, solid line, direct to keypad, and we'd fly direct there. It has been known to mess up in Microsoft Flight Simulator, so you just have to monitor it. And sometimes, for some reason, on the latest run of Masters, Autopilot 2 just turns itself back on again and leaves itself activated. But we'll leave it as it is. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't change the way the aircraft behaves.
459,
Easy 459 and report your passing altitude. Easy 459 and many thanks. Climb now, flight level 280.
Climb flight level 280 please, go back.
Just tickling those clouds, it's quite nice. Not getting thrown around like we were a minute ago.
is China 74 Charlie Bravo at Manchester, runway 23 right, holding point Mike 1, request takeoff.
Thanks, 74 Charlie Bravo, London Control, hello, you ready for immediate departure?
Roger that.
Thanks, 74 Charlie Bravo, thanks, the surface wind 270 degrees, 11 knots, runway 23 right, clear for takeoff, expedite.
Roger that, clear to take off, China 74 Charlie Bravo.
Easy 459 at route direct Mammal.
Route direct Mammal for Easy 459.
So I've actually got quite a fairly budget system, most I could afford. I've got an AMD Ryzen 5 3600X processor. I've got a GeForce RTX 2070 Super graphics card.
Thanks, 74 Charlie Bravo, expedite aircraft at 4 mile final.
And I've got a 1TB solid state hard drive
China 74 Charlie Bravo.
with 32 gig of DDR4 RAM. I'm pretty much running everything on high, with a couple of things like volumetric clouds on ultra, and I'm on a just 1080p but a large 24-inch curved MSI gaming screen.
Correction, Easy 38 Uniform Bravo, contact London Control 127.825, goodbye.
London Control on 127.825, thanks for your services, Easy 38 Uniform Bravo, bye bye. That's us. 127.825.
Easy 459, roger, catch you later.
So we switch that into the active box. Make sure it's not busy on the radio already. We don't want to interrupt anybody. London Control, good day, Easy 38 Uniform Bravo, inbound keypad at flight level 290.
Easy 38 Uniform Bravo, London, thanks. Proceed direct Kidley.
Proceed direct Kidley, Easy 38 Uniform Bravo. Cool, so like I was saying earlier, we can hit direct. You can type it in at the top where it says waypoint. Kidley, and if you look at the nav display there, I get the yellow line appear. Temporary direct. We hit direct. It'll take a minute and it'll work itself out. And it's wiped everything out, and there we go, there's our line. If we zoom out, we can see now we're going direct to Kidley. And the aircraft's turning itself to follow that line, that new line.
Easy 38 Uniform Bravo, descend when ready, flight level 150, level by Kidley.
Descend flight level 150 when ready, level by Kidley, Easy 38 Uniform Bravo. We can start our descent now. I was ready anyway. And we know it's going to be bumpy, we don't really need the weather radar. I like to see it there. It's just easy to see the lines. So this puts in open descent. We'll let it start the descent and then we'll just interrupt it. Otherwise it puts us into a minus 3,000 foot per minute descent, which is vastly unrealistic. Put seatbelt signs on because it's going to get a bit bumpy. And he's told us to be level at Kidley at flight level 150, so we can look on the nav display. Kidley is in exactly 80 nautical miles. It would just be popping into the nav display now. Yeah, it says you're saying British NUS. The open climb is quite broken, So if I left it, just selected flight level 150 and left it, it would point the nose down and descend us at a really rapid rate of knots, as it did on the after takeoff out of Edinburgh. Left it on open descent ever so slightly.
Thunder 6 on Echo, vacated runway 33.
And we ended up with a plus 400 odd foot per minute climb.
Subject 6 on Echo,
with the engines on 100%. It's unrealistic, and it's hopefully something that they get changed soon in one of the next few patches to come.
Thank you.
But we know how to manage it, so we'll just use the vertical speed mode instead, and it will still capture flight level 150. The graphics never get boring.
London Control, good afternoon, Super 823, follow 290. Super 823, London, thanks.
So we've got London S Centre, which we might get handed over to next. So I'll always make a note of the next frequencies that we might need. So that's 129.425. We've also got Gatwick Approach, or Gatwick Director, and they're on 126.825. And we've got Gatwick Tower, 124.225.
2977 kilo, descend flight level 80.
And they will manage ground for us as well. We've got ATIS, so what we'll do is now we've punched through the cloud slightly. I'll prepare the next frequency that I reasonably expect to be given. (129.425), and that's for London Control again, but the South controller. They cover Gatwick, Heathrow and other airports in the south. I'm glad they've modelled turbulence a bit better now.
Super 977 kilo, contact Heathrow now 119725, goodbye. 1975, 0977 kilo, goodbye. Super 2823, sorry, descend when ready, flight level 200 level Tobit.
So what I'll do while we're descending, I'm keeping an eye on Kidley, which is the little blip on the nav display there. I'll click onto VPilot and we look at the ATIS information. I'll just unhide that. So we can see we've got Gatwick information P. I'll scribble all this down. That might change by the time we call up. Runway in use is 26 left. The transition altitude is 7,000 feet. And the surface wind 290 at 12. So a slight crosswind. Visibility is 10 kilometers. Temperature's 15 degrees Celsius. And the dew point is plus 6 degrees Celsius. With a QNH of 1015. So what we do while we go through the clouds, on the performance tab, we click across to the approach phase and we put in all that data. QNH 1015, 15 degrees Celsius for temperature, and the wind speed was 290 degrees / 12 knots, and the transition altitude was 7,000. Will give us a missed approach height of 50 feet and a decision height of 100 feet, and that will do us for now. And we can go back into that flight plan, just monitor the aircraft. We'll just check our progress. 40 miles from Kidley, and we're just approaching flight level 190 on our descent down to flight level 150. So that's good. And we're deep within the clouds. Looks like we're just approaching the cloud base, and we're getting the infamous Microsoft Flight Simulator icing patterns all over the aircraft. So if you don't deal with that,
I'll do about 700.
you can get some issues on the aircraft, so we'll just turn all the icing packs on.
Basic service, the Liverpool QNH 1012.
I report that Seafold 101 Seafold QNH.
35 miles till Kidley, so we've got a good descent rate.
For the North Gulf Bravo Zulu Bravo Foxtrot, that is Fox, we're about attack.
Golf Bravo Zulu Bravo Foxtrot, roger. Just confirm your flight rules.
We would be VFR down to caution roll this evening.
Golf Bravo Foxtrot, roger, pass your details.
Golf Bravo Zulu Bravo Fox is a VFR 172 climbing through 350 feet for flight level 140 down to caution.
Golf Bravo Zulu Bravo Foxtrot, roger. It's a basic service for Doncaster QNH 1012. Remain outside of control airspace.
So there's no speed restrictions for the Wilo 3 speed arrival. Nothing that I can see on the charts.
Easy459 back with you, sorry for the disconnection.
Unless we're in the hold.
Easy459 and London Control, roger, direct to Dolas.
We were divert, Dolas for Easy459.
Just have to pass them at 250 knots or less.
Shark 86 Yankee Model Unicom now, 122.8, bye.
122.8, Shamrock 86 Yankee, bye bye.
Goodbye, Seabird 15 kilo over to Unicom 1228, goodbye.
Unicom now
Popping up cloud.
122.8, Seabird 15 kilo, bye bye.
Goodbye. Easy 38 Uniform Bravo, contact London 129.425, goodbye.
Contact London 129.425. Thanks for your time there. Easy 38 Uniform Barbara, bye bye.
Yep. Seabird 8.
Okay, so we switch.
Go on to your 5,000 feet.
And 20 miles from Kidley, we're now at flight level 150.
319 London Control, good afternoon. Climb now at flight level 80. Now at level 8, American C190.
London Control, good day. Easy 38 Uniform Bravo, flight level 150 inbound Kidley.
Easy C5, clear Bravo, correction, Easy C5 Uniform Bravo, London Control, roger.
So he knows we're here. And the next frequency should be Gatwick Approach, Gatwick Director, 126.825. So we put that into the standby comms frequency box. One of the things that's been changed with the A32nx project is the all the lighting more accurately reflects the real aircraft. And we'll wait for our next descent vectors. There's the unrealistic icing effects that Sobo have put in for some reason. If I didn't turn the icing packs on, we'd have a really high angle of attack and we'd end up risking a stall, so we turn them all on. Afternoon, William.
Neptune 49 Hotel Golf, contact Kilo Direct 119.725, bye-bye.
119.725, Neptune 49 Hotel Golf, bye.
Next 41 Whiskey, contact London Control 127.825, bye.
Sorry, next 41 Whiskey, over.
127.825, please.
175, thanks so much, transport to Messenger.
London Control, Speedbird 262 airborne via max at 1 Golf departure, passing 2,700 feet.
Sure 362, London Control, good afternoon, climb now at flight level 330.
Climb now at level 330, Speedbird 262.
American 319, route direct below.
Direct below American 319.
Express 362, route direct to Midhurst.
Direct Mid, Mama India Delta, Speedbird 362.
10. American 319 only has one engine left, right. Engine failed, but we will continue flying to Gatwick.
American 319, roger, pan, stand by please. American Director 126.825, the Webby situation.
Okay. Contact Director 126.825, West 7 and say American 319.
Hopefully it doesn't affect us.
Golf Whiskey India Golf Delta. Golf Whiskey India Golf Delta under control, good afternoon, pass message.
Golf Delta is a Cessna 172, just 8 nautical miles north of Breeze Norton. Request basic service.
So we've just passed Kidley, and we're just flying over
India Golf Delta,
Abingdon at the moment.
5050, basic service. The closest QNH I have for you is the Farnborough QNH 1015.
We're expecting another descent of some sort in the next few minutes.
Farnborough QNH 1015.
Then we're going to have Reading underneath us, with Heathrow Airport on our left hand side. We'll continue going south down towards Hazelmere, and then we turn towards Willow. So the next waypoint for us is Midhurst. The aircraft that's declared a pan with an engine failure has been handed over to Gatwick Director, so we won't hear him again, I don't think.
Golf Delta identified.
I'll have a quick check on Gatwick ATIS again, and as I anticipated, it's now Information Quebec, so it's changed. So I grab my pen and paper. Surface wind is now 260 at 10 knots. Temperature still 15, QNH is still 1015. Got scattered clouds at 3,700 feet. Visibility 10 kilometers or more. So we can go back into the MCDU, onto the performance page, and we'll just update to show the new wind speed. Back to the box there. As you can see, we're programmed for an ILS at runway 26 left. Final approach speed at 164 knots, and on the RadNav page we've got the frequency for the ILS at Gatwick, which is 110.9 programmed in. There is
Skate Uniform Bravo, descend flight level 80.
descend flight level 80, easy38 Uniform Bravo.
Circuit 850, no further ATC, monitor Unicom 122 decimal 8.
Next little bit of descent.
0 Unicom 120.8, thanks, bye. London Control, good afternoon, Air Portugal 100, flight level 340.
So you can see on the nav display there,
320 inbound
approaching Midhurst.
Air Portugal 100.
Where my mouse pointer is there, the cursor, that's Gatwick. I'm actually flying underneath to the south of Gatwick, and then round for our ILS approach.
1 Golf arrival, Air Portugal 100.
On that basis, we should have past Reading. Yep, there's Reading, the Majeski Stadium, for those of you who know the city. And Heathrow Airport is all the way over there. In fact, you can just about see the reservoirs and the airport actually. There's Heathrow, all the way in the distance. So you've got Windsor just here, and Slough with the Europe's largest trading estate just in the distance, and the river from Dorney Lake, famous from London 2012's Olympics. And Gatwick's over here somewhere, in fact. There's Gatwick. Still got silly icing. Just passing overhead Farnborough. We'll just check our progress with the descent. I'll leave us back into managed speed mode, so we descend at 240 knots. Heathrow away in the distance, still visible. And we can see Gatwick.
London Control, Air Portugal 100, top of descent.
Air Portugal 100, descend flight level 130, level by altitude.
Descend 130 by Tel to Air Portugal 100. London Control, good afternoon to it, speedbird 15 altitude 6000, please.
215 Papa Zulu, London Control, good afternoon. Climb now, flight level 350.
Level 350, speedbird 15 Zulu.
He needs to sort his microphone out.
EC38, collections EC38 Uniform Bravo, contact Gatwick Director 126.825, bye-bye.
Gatwick Director on 126.825, thank you, have a good day, EC38 Uniform Bravo. So flick to Gatwick Director, and they're going to take over for the remainder of this approach. Gatwick Director, good day, EC38 Uniform Bravo, inbound mid, descending through flight level 100 for flight level 80.
EC38 Uniform Bravo, Gatwick Director, good afternoon, vectors Alice approach runway 26 left. So, landing number 26 left with no delay, leave Midhurst, heading 090 degrees.
Landing ILS 26 left, no delays, and leave Midhurst heading 090 degrees, EC38 Uniform Bravo.
American 319, contact Gatwick Tower.
So he's told us that when we get to Midhurst,
225 afternoon.
we need to turn left, heading 090 degrees.
EC38 Uniform Bravo, descend flight level 70.
Descend flight level 70, EC38 Uniform Bravo. And he's giving us a further descent. So we're below 10,000 feet. Put the landing lights on. And there's Gatwick, just on our 9 o'clock. So I think I've put it in the description. I'm using a brand spanking new community freeware Gatwick Airport. Developer on Nexus mods has spent the last few weeks recreating the whole of Gatwick, repositioning the stands, redoing the textures to the buildings, and he's even built the famous North Terminal air bridge over Taxiway Lima. So we'll check all that out when we land. I've already had a look at it, it's already been in some other earlier videos and it's pretty awesome. The next thing we can do to get ahead of ourselves is program the next frequency, which is Gatwick Tower 124225, and things start to get a little bit busy from here. So we leave Midhurst at 090 degrees. I should have made that turn a few seconds earlier. And we can turn constraints on. He's still giving us flight levels, so we keep standard pressure. And we're no longer following our flight plan because we've been given vectors by air traffic control. Seatbelt signs are on. We're not too far from landing. We've still got icing on the aircraft. And we're passing 7,000 and the aircraft's put itself into approach mode. That's our transition altitude. So manage speed, it's selected the next speed for us, which is 200 knots. But I'll intervene and we'll fly at 210. So it looks like we've been given almost a direct to Mayfield. So I'd imagine, I'd expect we'll continue flying at this heading.
Easy 3 Uniform Bravo, descend to altitude 3,000 feet, Gatwick QNH 1015.
Descend to 3,000 feet and QNH 1015, Easy 3 Uniform Bravo. So I'll just intervene before that sticks us into a mad open climb, or open descent rather. And he's given us a QNH now, so we'll put that into the aircraft. QNH 1015. That changes our altitude here. So that's the crew told to sit down. As I expected, we're descending for Mayfield, which tends to be about 3,000 feet. And we're heading direct to that.
Easy 3 Uniform Bravo, turn left at 075.
Turn left 075 degrees, Easy 38 Uniform Bravo. We'll select auto brake medium. We can then try and exit using one of the rapid sort of taxiways at Echo, which is just off 26 left. And we can arm our spoiler ready. And we've got an approach speed given to us by the aircraft at 160 knots. Start to look at slowing the aircraft down. This is where the autopilot struggles a little bit within the sim. You put in a bit of flaps and all of a sudden you actually start to gain almost 1,000 foot per minute in altitude. So ideally I want to be at 3,000 feet by that line. So I'll just bring our descent down a little bit more, a bit steeper. And we can start setting up.
Easy Uniform Bravo, turn left at 350 degrees.
Turn left 350 degrees, Easy 38 Uniform Bravo. This is giving us vectors for the approach. We can turn the ILS modes on the aircraft now. 350 degrees is going to bring us there.
Director, good afternoon. Air Portugal 100, descending flight level 80. We have information, Quebec.
So
Portugal 100,
quite a short approach, I think.
Good afternoon, London 26 left with no delay. Leave Holly, heading 050 degrees.
Okay, no delays for runway 26 left. Just confirm the heading, please. For Air Portugal 100.
Holly, heading 050 degrees.
Heading 050.
See it start to pick up the glide slope now with the ILS, the little diamonds coming up. We're descending.
Negative, leave Holly, heading 050 degrees.
Okay, sir, could you repeat and be clear with the information, sir? We apologize. Air Portugal 100.
Easy Freight Uniform Bravo, descend to altitude 2,000 feet.
Descend 2,000 feet, Easy 38 Uniform Bravo. So it's continuing our descent to 2,000 feet.
Director, we got the information for Portugal 100. Leave Holly, heading 050.
And it's going to be quite a short approach.
Thank you, descend flight level 70.
Gatwick's about
descend
here.
flight level 70, Air Portugal 100.
Easy Freight Uniform Bravo, turn left at 295, clear LS approach from 26 left.
Turn left at 2905, cleared ILS approach 26 left, easy 38 Uniform Bravo. So it's giving us now a heading to intercept the ILS. We're just below the glide path, and we're slightly to the left of the localizer. You see Gatwick in the distance, and we'll keep flying 2905 until we start to intercept the ILS, at which point I'll press approach mode. So now the aircraft's going to line itself up with the ILS. And we've set the altitude for a go around just in case. Slightly overshot the localizer, but that's fine. And easy 38 Uniform Bravo is established.
Easy 38 Uniform Bravo,
There's
thank you. Contact Gatwick Tower as you call sign only on 124.225, bye bye.
Tower call sign only at 124.225, thank you, goodbye. Easy 38 Uniform Bravo. Cool, so we do as he asks, but we can still fly the plane. So gear down. Another stage of flaps. Gatwick Tower, easy 38 Uniform Bravo.
Easy 38 Uniform Bravo, Gatwick Tower low, runway 26 left, close to land, substance 250 degrees 11 knots.
Clear to land at easy 38 Uniform Bravo. Okay, so that's our landing clearance. We can see on the display here our landing checklist. We haven't yet gone flaps full. We have now, and that's amended itself there. We can see landing gears down. Seatbelt signs are on, cabin is ready, spoilers are armed and the flaps are full. On the nav display here we can see that we're on the glide slope nicely with the diamonds. And we can continue our approach with visual of the runway as well. I could fly manual now if I want to, but I'll just leave it on ILS for a short while longer. So I just saw the chat. Yeah, approach mode, everything's on now. So actually flying in.
The Monarch 40 uniform taxi.
Another issue with the autopilot. It's re-amended it's re-amended our approach speed.
Monarch 40 uniform.
It's got a tendency sometimes to fly us a little bit too slow, so you just have to check. Okay, and we'll fly manually. 500 foot. So you want 2 white, 2 red on the Pappies, which is just in front of us by the runway, but we also try and fly the glide slope. Stick some reverse thrust on. You can see the air spoilers have deployed, and this is our rapid exit point coming up. So we've got auto brake slowing us down nicely. We'll just release that now by pressing the brakes. That gives us our control back of the brakes.
Mike 14 from Mike 1 line up 26 left.
Mike 1
There's an aircraft behind us asking to go. And on my little piece of paper I quickly get ready a stand number, and I put down the word taxi. So we'll be given our vectors on the ground for that shortly.
Mike 14 from runway 26 left, course takeoff substance 250 degrees 1 knot.
So we'll just watch him.
Takeoff Monarch 40 uniform.
Special jet 456 behind you, departing Monarch 320 for half 1 line up runway 26 left behind.
After departing aircraft, line up.
You can see the new Gatwick mod
SpyJet 456.
just in the distance.
EG3 Uniform Bravo, keep going past the stop bar please. Taxi Tango Juliet Romeo Kilo stand 105.
Continue taxi at stand 105 via Tango Juliet Romeo and uniform EC3 Uniform Bravo.
It's Uniform Bravo negative, it's Taxi Juliet Caution Tango Juliet Romeo Kilo stand 105.
Apologies, yeah, 105 Tango Juliet Romeo and Kilo EC3 Uniform Bravo. That's my bad handwriting while I quickly scribble down all of those letters and vectors. So we've come off taxiway Echo. We've just passed Echo 1 and we're now backtracking on 08 left, which is the emergency runway at Gatwick. We'll turn left onto Tango.
Gatwick Tower.
And then right onto Juliet.
Good evening, this is Alpine 45 Quebec Golf, Airbus 319.
So I'm using Chart Fox
for
all of this, with the tablet to my left hand side, so as I'm going I can map my route and make sure I taxi correctly. Don't be tempted to follow other aircraft in case they take the wrong turning.
Alpine 45 Quebec Golf Gatwick Tower, say again.
Airbus 319, we have Alpha requesting IFR to Lyon, please.
Alpine 45 Golf, Quebec Golf, Gatwick, Roger.
Cheers, appreciate the good comments for the landing. I was quite pleased with that. It didn't go as well for the flight out to Edinburgh earlier, but then I was flying a crosswind. So APU is available, we can turn the bleed on. We can get rid of that screen.
2 Juliet Whiskey, request push and start. 2 Juliet West, Disco. Mike Foff, uniform,
so check the description for all of the information about the new Gatwick mods. As we get closer we'll have a bit more of a look.
2 Juliet Whiskey, standard 2-1.
It's still a work in progress, but the progress that has been made so far is exceptionally good.
Approved, 2 Juliet Whiskey.
London Bravo, good afternoon, Monarch 40 uniform, just left Gatwick. We are holding at 4,000 feet, Lamborn 2X.
Monarch 40 uniform, still on my frequency.
Okay, so I know previously we were approaching Romeo,
456, contact the line control 129,
which is what he's asked us to turn on to. So I'll just slow us down a little bit for the turn.
129.45, thank you, 456.
So the guy that's been creating
129.425.
the better version of Gatwick Airport for Microsoft Flight Simulator, as we can see ahead, he's put the North Terminal Air Bridge in place, but he's also reworked most of the terminal buildings.
129.425.
And he's also removed
129.5
the random second tower that was here.
Alpine 45 Golf, Quebec Golf, are you
so
ready?
our next turn is just coming up for taxiway Kilo.
Not yet, I'll contact you when ready. Alpine 45 Quebec Golf.
Alpine 45 Quebec Golf, Roger.
And one of the other things that he's done is reallocated all the stands, and he's also put stand plates in a lot of places already. So as we're taxiing we can actually see without needing to use charts or having good knowledge, we can actually see the stand numbers as we go.
Cover EC215,
which is awesome for Vatsim, makes it really easy.
Requesting Alpha clearance to Dublin. EC215 Gatwick Tower report stand number.
As you can see they're just coming into view now, the different stand numbers. We've been given stand 105, which will be just coming up on our left.
It's ramp 12. EC215 Roger, just for future reference, it's the ICAO code for your aircraft type is Alpha 21 November. Declared Dublin, not more than
107, 106,
0220 QH1015.
Could you please repeat for Easy
So the simulator has got everything ready at stand 106, frustratingly.
North Mile 1 X-ray departure, stroke 0220.
But we've been told on Vatsim, stand 105, which is here.
1015.
So we will park there. There's the stand plate.
To departure,
So you can see the wall that the guys created as well in the distance.
It's required you read back the rest of the clearance. So say
And
it
as we
again,
turn into
cleared
stand,
Dublin,
we can
North
turn
Mile 1 X-ray
the taxi
departure,
lights
stroke
off, nose lights off.
0220 QNH 1015. I'll put it in text for you as well, but I do need a full read back.
So make sure you head to Nexus Mods if you want a better version of Gatwick Airport. Definitely get this downloaded, it's free. I don't think that the developer has created a way to donate to him yet, but
in the 45
it'd
Quebec
probably be worth him doing.
7 stand number.
So we come to a stop, stand 105, APU and everything's on anyway, and we can turn our engines off.
Airbus 319.
Cheers for watching, cheers for all the comments as well, and thanks to those of you who've subscribed during today's stream. Have a good day and I'll see you all again soon.
Thank you, cleared. It's information